Hello Movie Club Strikes Back, it's me Jenny, and this is a very belated review for week 7's pick from the absolutely fantastic Miss Cortnie Garrett, and she chose the Muppet version of The Frog Prince. And my quick review for this is it was an enjoyable, very short Muppet fairy tale. I don't know whether or not I can particularly recommend it to everyone, because I think you have to be in a very specific frame of mind to really enjoy this. I think the people who enjoy this most are people who watch this as a child and then they can get nostalgia, or if you're a very young child and you're watching it for the first time. The thing that I loved most about this was the fact that it definitely takes liberties with the original Princess and the Frog story. The original Princess and the Frog story was one of those things that made me incredibly uncomfortable when I reread it as an adult, because there's a lot of very unpleasant gender politics subtext that has been thankfully taken out of this version. The original version is, you know, the frog basically blackmails her into feeding him and sleeping with him, and she gets commanded to do it on her father when she says, "I don't want to do that." And then, because she let him kiss her, or she had to kiss him, he turns into a prince, and that's meant to make me feel happy. So I'm very glad that this adaptation really builds up the relationship a lot more between these two characters. It's not her being forced to look after this frog by her father, it's her choosing to look after the frog. And them having this real genuine connection because they're both going through their own individual hero's journey. She's obviously, the princess, is having problems with communicating, which is a very really nice sort of curse. Wrong word, nice. It's a really effective curse because it's not physically cruel, but it definitely has a lot of really nasty implications. So it's really, I think it's genuinely wonderfully evil of the witch to put the curse of not being able to communicate on this princess. So she's going through this hero journey. I think the actress does very well with handling the sort of backwards talk that she does. And I really like the fact that the prince is also going through a hero's journey where he is, you know, trying to learn humility and become less self-absorbed, and they build this relationship in a much more productive way than the original fairy tale implies, and it's much more, there's a bit more chemistry than I think there was in the original fairy tale. Production-wise, it's very hard to tell from the version that I watched, which was very low quality, exactly how good the production value was. It's definitely fairy tale, it's definitely Muppets, it's silly, it's slapstick, it's over the top. I like the fact they use very different sizes of puppets, so you've got the little frogs that you see the whole bodies, and they hop around very effectively. And there's also, of course, Sweetie Pie, I think is his name, the giant one, and it's definitely very different techniques involved. I like the fact that you get to see the frogs in water, which felt really oddly visceral, because I don't think I've seen any other Muppet movies where they've actually put Kermit or other frogs actually in water, and it felt really oddly interesting to actually see them swimming around. So there's a lot of really nice things that I really enjoyed. It's very slapstick, very over the top, magical story sort of thing. And I think probably I would recommend it to, if you can find a HD version of this, watch it with a young child. I'm sure they will love it, and quote it back to you for years to come. Or if you watch this as a child, watch it and see whether or not you get nostalgia. I've got the feeling that the songs in particular can definitely trigger some nostalgia if you watched it as a child. But for me, having not seen this until now, it doesn't really hold a candle to Muppet Treasure Island. But it was an enjoyable watch, very short. It felt like the editing was paced for a TV show. It definitely felt like there was pauses for adverts. But if you want to watch it, go ahead and watch it. You've got to be in the right frame of mind, but it is enjoyable if you are. Thank you for the pick, Cortnie, and I will see you guys all very soon as I catch up on my videos, as I am usually doing. Feel free to comment and do all the things you normally do in the down there area. And I will see you guys all very soon. Bye guys!